Hello and welcome to live coverage of the Apex Gaming $5,000 Modern Open here at Apex Con on Sunday. I'm Todd Tandy Anderson, joined by Ross Merriam. Say hi, Ross.
Hi, Ross.
We got over 100 players today, or exactly 100 players today.
We have 99.
99 players today. A bigger event than yesterday, an unprecedented Sunday turnout. I'm super stoked, man.
Yeah, incredible turnout here on the last day of July Apex Con. I guess, some people were busy yesterday, decided to show up on Sunday, or maybe they just watched Ben Smith murderate everybody with Boros energy yesterday and thought, oh, maybe I can come here and not play against Nadu every round.
Maybe Nadu's not that bad.
Yeah.
So yesterday we had Boros Energy from Ben Smith take down the championship, and today we're going to be running it back. The winner of today's event will receive this awesome Beseiju Invitational Qualifier Full Art Playmat, as well as an invitation to the Regional Championship in October and the Invitational for Apex in November. The top two players both received those invites. We're playing for $5,000 in cash and prizes. We're going to have 7 rounds of Swiss and the top 8. We're going to bring that all to you today. Ross, why don't you give us a rundown of the players in the feature match area this round and what we're going to be watching?
So we're going to be starting with a mainstay here on the Apex series who was not here yesterday, so we're quickly getting him under the camera today. That is Gabe Abadi, and as Gabe Abadi is wont to do, he's brought some spice.
He do be bringing some wonky decks.
Yes. In this case, bringing a deck that is after my heart. Warren Soultrader, one of my favorite cards from MH3. Playing a nearly mono-black sort of combo version, combo deck built around that card. Splashing red for some sideboard cards, but the main deck is all black and sacrificing Gravecrawler, get a treasure. Warren Soultrader is a zombie, you recast the Gravecrawler, and if you have Marionette Apprentice, you start killing your opponent very quickly. Uses Stitcher Supplier to mill over creatures, and then Unearth and Chthonian Nightmare, another MH3 card, to as the deck's sort of card selection, and then Thoughtseize Flare of Malice as the disruption package. It's a tight little deck.
Yeah, Flare of Malice is the flare that I thought was going to end up being the best, but we didn't really see a ton of it. I know that there were a couple copies in the top 8 of the Pro Tour in the mono black Necrodominance decks, but I don't really think that it belongs in those style of decks. You should really play it. I think the One Ring builds are much better. And the Flare of Malice, you really have to play a ton of these small creatures. And Abadi's deck is doing exactly that. Marionette Apprentice, these like Gravecrawlers, these small creatures that are okay to die and come back. Those are what you want to be playing alongside Flare.
Yeah, and his opponent here in round 1 is Ty Ward on Eldrazi Tron. Generally, Tron pretty good against decks that play to the battlefield, but this combo deck from Gabe can kill as early as turn 3.
No, I agree.
Really turn 2 with the best possible draw.
So I see, what's the hate artifact?
Trinisphere?
I see Trinisphere. Is there also Chalice of the Void?
No, one Chalice in the sideboard to wish for with Karn, but none in the main, so that's good news for Abadi. The Trinispheres are going to be a problem, and notably, I will say that against the One Ring, Marionette Apprentice does not target and causes loss of life. So the combo wins through the One Ring. So if I'm Abadi, this is a matchup where I've got to mulligan aggressively and win quickly.
Yep.
Because the Tron deck is going to be favored going long.
Alrighty, well, the players have been waiting in the feature match area for a few minutes, so let's head on down there and not make them wait any longer. So we watch round number 1.
See who's on the play here for game 1. That could also be very important. A turn 2 Trinisphere on the play for Ty Ward is going to be devastating for Abadi, regardless of his hand.
All right, we start by revealing Devourer of Destiny, so we get to look at the top 4 on our turn. A Thoughtseize from Abadi to start things off. I Crap Thunder, that's my boy Eddie. Thanks for the new sub, homie. Appreciate you.
So it looks like Ugin's Labyrinth, Kozilek's Command, Trinisphere, Karn the Great Creator, a Talisman, and Expedition Map, along with the Devourer of Destiny in hand for Ty Ward. And have to imagine the Trinisphere is going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, maybe. We also could just take Expedition Map and try to strangle them on mana. Turn 1 going Talisman into Expedition Map leads some really explosive starts. There's a couple of really good hits here, though, for Thoughtseize. So Abadi, I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the tank for, 30 seconds or so.
I will spend that time looking at that gorgeous Mirage Swamp.
Oh, yeah. Do you know who the artist is? I don't.
No idea. And I've played with those exact swamps many times.
Nice. Was it when you were playing with my Bloodghast that you never gave back?
You mean my Bloodghast?
Was it Possessions 9/10 of the law, man? That's fair.
I still have it.
Alright. Dotsie's still resolving. A body, considering the next few turns, he knows the Devourer of Destiny very likely to find lands off the top, so even though this is a one-land keeper, it's not really a one-lander. Talisman might not be a bad hit either.
Taking anything other than the Trinisphere, it just seems like you're trying to get lucky.
Alright, takes the... Well, if you take Trinisphere, that means you're trying to combo super fast. If you don't have the combo super fast, you want to take something maybe that slows him down. Alright, looking at the top 4, we find another Trinisphere if we want it, but I think we just need the land, so these are going to get exiled. Now we can play the Ugin's Labyrinth and exile the Devourer of Destiny. These are two our best friends. Here's Talisman, here's Expedition Map, and Ty Ward passes the turn back to a body.
With Talisman and Map, I'm not sure how much Ty Ward needed to put a land on top. I would have been very tempted by that Trinisphere.
Alright, 2 mana. Also, turn 1 Swamp doesn't really know what he's playing against. You know, might think it's Necrodominance.
Yeah. Spymaster's Vault into Marionette Apprentice for a body on turn 2.
Spymaster's Vault, another excellent card that came out recently.
Yeah, you can sack some stuff to Soultrader, activate the Vault, dig for a Gravecrawler.
Yeah, the fact that you get to connive means you just get to dig super deep when you're doing mini Warren Soultrader combos that aren't infinite. Alright, we got Eldrazi Temple as land number 2. Coupled with the Ugin's Labyrinth, it does count, so we can do it for X equals 3, making 3 tokens and exiling something with 3 better, or digging deep in our deck.
Yeah, Ward passing the turn there, a body immediately goes to read Kozilek's command. It's like, okay, this is getting cast, so I should know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Bloodstained Mire is the land for turn.
It's like a pretty weak hand for a body. I see a Boggart Trawler, the one of Agadim's Awakening, another land. Can't make out the 4th card.
Alright, so make 5 mana for the Kozilek's command. Let's get the Kozilek's command on the screen because this has 4 different choices. We get make 0-1s that sack for mana, scry X, draw card, exile a creature with mana value X or less, and graveyard exiling. Yeah. So we're going to hit the Marionette Apprentice into exile and make 3 tokens for mana, and next turn we get to go Karn the Great Crater into something nice.
Yeah. Very strong play for Ty Ward.
A body doesn't even play anything with 3 mana. Maybe his hand's all reactive. Maybe it's all unearthed.
Yeah, there's the only instant in the deck is Flare of Malice, so I guess there's 1 Fatal Push, 1 Village Rites as well. So, but I would imagine Village Rites would have been a main phase cast.
Yeah, or in response to the Ugin's, or sorry, the
Kozilek's command.
Alright, Karn Crater comes digging. Looking through the sideboard for something nice. And do we just know what's up? Does Ty just have a body's number? Are we just going to Stonebrain all your Warren Soultraders right now?
We'll see.
Oh my god. Alright, we'll get confirmation on the name once we start digging through the deck. I am very curious what he names. Because we have seen... Oh man, there's the deck. Please don't say he said Necrodominance. Oh! He just took all the Marionette Apprentices out. Yeah, okay, that's not as bad.
Name the card that you saw.
That's fair.
So the hand for a body looks like a Fetch Land, Boggart Trawler, Agadim's Awakening, and Flare of Malice.
Oh, Ross. Okay, I need you to look through the deck list as quickly as you can. Are there any other ways for the Warren Soultrader combo to win the game?
So you can use your life to loop Gravecrawler a bunch and then Spymaster's Vault and put a bunch of counters on a creature to make a big attack.
Spymaster's Vault in play. Okay, okay.
But there's no way now for a body to win outside of combat.
Okay. In a turn, a body's going to go fetching. Probably going to go to Raucous Theater, be my guess.
Does have 1 copy of that Surveil land in the list.
I was hoping it was that one, because you did say he was Rakdos.
Yeah, he's got a few red cards on the sideboard.
What are the red cards? Reign of Gore?
Harsh Mentor, Reign of Gore, and Rakdos Charm.
Reign of Gore. Is that the life prevention enchantment?
Makes them lose life instead when they go try to gain life.
What's that for?
I don't know.
What decks gain a bunch of life?
The Nadu deck. Eventually. Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Maybe he got beat
Flage,
up.
maybe?
Oh, it's actually pretty good, I guess, against a Guide of Souls, but yeah, maybe Flage. Who knows?
Right. Looks like a body activating the Spymaster's Vault.
Yeah, a lot of the Eldrazi died, and I guess that counts for Connive.
Yeah, all three of them got sacrificed. So, yeah, heads up play for a body. Discards 2 spells and a land. So, going to pump up that token from the Apprentice. And that does make the servo big enough to attack down this Karn.
All right, so I think what happened is a body may have missed the Rakdos Theater, but you can activate the Spymaster's Vault in response to the trigger, which we have talked about on the broadcast quite a bit because you don't want to draw your Surveil land, so you want to be getting the Surveil land onto the battlefield, putting the trigger on the stack, and then play your card draw effects, and so you have more information when you Surveil. But I think at this point, a body just stack things. It may be the correct order, but opponent was like, "Oh, you missed the trigger," something like that, maybe. But we'll see. All right, so the judge is consulting, and it is our head judge, so it should be a relatively quick ruling and a final ruling at that.
So, Ty Ward at this point is Hellbent, correct?
I think so. I think that he has played out his whole hand. He has an expedition map and a Karn the Great Creator, though. We are going to a body's turn, so a body could still have a pretty explosive turn, and that Karn is easily killable here.
Yeah, the Spymaster's Vault critical, allowing a body to attack down the Karn. And the expedition map is not going to find any sort of threat. There's no copies of, you know what I'm thinking about. The Saga land.
Ah, there's a Saga?
Yeah, there we go. No copies of that one for Ty Ward to find with the map.
All right, well, the judge says Rakdos Theater resolves, and a body looks at the top cards, a swamp puts into the graveyard. Now we're going to go back to his turn number 4. Let's see what you can do. Just got to do a big draw 3, discard 3, connive with the Spymaster's Vault. Now with 4 mana available, could assemble Warren Soultrader plus some stuff.
At this point, he's going to want to do that while leaving the Spymaster's Vault untapped.
Might be difficult to do. Might not be able to kill this turn. Might have to set it up over 2.
Yeah. And we know the Flare is still in hand. Body didn't discard that one. He discarded Boggart Trawler to actually look like it looks like Boggart Trawler and Awakening got discarded to the connive.
All right, Bowmaster face.
Upstairs. Is that Chthonian Nightmare?
Flare your Karn, and then Chthonian Nightmare. Okay. And then sacking Bowmaster to bring back Bowmaster.
Yes, sacks the Orc army to bring back Bowmaster, which then recreates the Orc army.
You're not allowed to... Oh, excuse me. I was thinking... Flare of Malice says you can't sack a token, but you can sack a token for Chthonian Nightmare. Very good.
Yeah, so a body just, rather than attack down the Karn, says I need to be aggressive.
Yeah,
so
deals some extra damage.
Use the Flare of Malice to deal with the Karn, make sure I can get a bunch of damage in, and yeah, Ty Ward just has nothing going at this point. He needs to find something real quick because a body's clock is no longer than 3 turns.
And perhaps Ty, going for that Stone Brain, missed the Spymaster's Vault interaction and that extra buff. Might come back to bite him here. Shrinking the clock by a little too much.
There wasn't anything too big that he could have gotten, though. I guess if he leaves the Scions around,
could have just go get the ring. Can't cast. I mean, he couldn't cast the ring. Could have went. He had 8 mana. He got Stonebrain activated, so he could have went ring.
Could have gone for a ring. Could have gone for like a Wormcoil Engine or a Cityscape Leveler to cast the following turn. I'm sure this is not a matchup Ty Ward has practiced extensively. Probably didn't even know exactly what was in a body's deck, so that was a part of the motivating factor for the Stone Brain, the information.
Thoughtseize here from a body. Sees just a land.
Ward did find a second Tron piece, and now the map can complete Tron. So he's going to have a bajillion mana. He can cast the Devourer then next turn. That'll be good.
Body here, find swamp.
Body may be a little hasty using that Flare of Malice because now he's got to deal with the Devourer of Destiny.
Yeah, but his creatures are mostly squishy, and he has Chthonian Nightmare, so he'll probably be able to just keep bringing stuff back, even if it's little 1/1s or whatever. Alright, here comes an attack. 2, 3, 4.
It's 5, right? Servo starts at 1/1.
Yep, 5. Ward down to 9. Here's Chthonian Nightmare. I'm going to sack Bowmaster. Bring back Boggart. Boggart eats your graveyard.
And then we can activate the Spymaster's Vault.
Or we can just play Nightmare again. Sack token, bring back Bowmaster.
Probably just want to stack on the Servo since that's the one creature that board can't target with Devourer.
That's true.
Gabe instead just spreading everything around, which also makes sense.
Yeah. And we did discard the Chthonian Nightmare to the Spymaster's Vault for the counter. I wonder if he drew a backup copy.
Backup copy, maybe Flare of Malice.
Anyway, here's the One Ring. Draw a card. Protection forever. No one can ever beat it.
That was a good draw.
Yeah. Can we get the One Ring on screen? Also, I need the chat to remember what we said yesterday. Does anybody in chat remember what I said yesterday about when someone cast the One Ring?
This is a Stitcher supplier for a body, and now he's looking at the graveyard, so I think you were right about him finding a backup copy of Chthonian Nightmare.
Yeah.
Supplier with Nightmare is great.
Yes. Apex gets it. Boo! Everybody boos. All my homies hate the One Ring. Alright, we're doing Chthonian Nightmare tricks. We're dancing. We're going back and forth.
Looks like we... trying to see what a body milled.
Doesn't look like... Oh, there's a Warren Soultrader, so I guess we have that. Sack Boggart to bring it back. And now... can kind of soft combo next turn.
I don't know if he's found a Gravecrawler yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. We'll likely be able to find one next turn with... Oh my gosh. All is dust. All becomes dust.
The hits keep coming for Ty Ward.
Could we not sack our board to get a bunch of treasures? We take life, right?
Yeah, you pay a life for each activation of the Soultrader, but that was an option for a body. Oh my god. And then activates the ring, draws 2 cards, finds another copy of the ring.
Yeah, and at just 8 life, that's a pretty nice pickup.
Gonna draw another card. Let's get this All is Dust in the graveyard, please. There you go.
Did he hear you?
Mm-hmm.
Doing his better soundproofing?
I think we learned yesterday that I can psychically communicate with the players in our feature match area.
I knew you had a big brain. I didn't know your brain was that big.
When I was pleading with Franklin Folks to concede.
Alright, well, we're going to do some Chthonian Nightmare stuff. We're going to try and try again. Bowmaster doesn't do much, but it does make a token.
Yeah, the Chthonian Nightmare and any creature that makes multiple bodies will allow a body to rebuild his battlefield with plenty of bodies.
Yeah. Dealt himself 1 damage due to the ring's protection. Didn't want to kill his own creature. We can connive here for 1, or we can just Chthonian Nightmare sack token, bring back Warren Soultrader. Decides to just say go.
Interesting. Not sure what his plan is for that mana. Ward gonna fall to 7 on the upkeep from the ring. There you go.
Well, we drew something enormous because we're tapping a heck of a lot of mana.
It's every single turn I've expected Ward to rebuy that Devourer and cast it, and he just draws something better.
That's Ulamog.
Jesus Christ.
We went from empty-handed to... Here's the One Ring. Here's the One Ring and All is Dust. Here's Ulamog. That's pretty cool. Spymaster's Vault gets exiled along with the Orcish Bowmaster.
Smart. Oh my god.
Now if I'm
Well,
tied, did we draw Dismember or something? Is that why we're... Oh. Is it Mycosynth Spawn?
sowing Mycospawn.
Sowing Mycospawn. Let's get that one on screen. This is a brand new Eldrazi from Modern Horizons 3. For 4 mana, you get a 3/3 creature that searches your deck for a land and puts it onto the battlefield untapped. I've actually been seeing this a lot in Legacy. People use it with a kicker to destroy the opponent's land, and then they go get Wasteland, and then they destroy another opponent's land. It's very good.
Yeah.
Can we not get it on screen? Is this not something we can do? I'm sorry.
Second Bowmaster.
Sowing Mycospawn
was the last card for a body, so playing that on the end step. And
I guess we figured out why I didn't use the mana. Just 5 life less for Ty Ward. Can't really use the ring anymore because of the Bowmasters. Ulamog is hungry. Don't need a Nightmare. Doing his best recurring Nightmare impression. Just bringing back the goods. Or the bads, however you want to think about it.
It's going to help a body re-establish a battlefield, but at this point, it's too little too late, I think. Unless Ward gets a little cavalier with the ring, maybe?
Well, I think what we can do is if we can just keep bringing back Bowmaster every turn and deal 1, and so maybe over like a 2-turn sequence we can kill through the 1 ring damage.
Don't know.
Maybe
Body bring back a
Gravecrawler.
But without the Spymaster's Vault, I don't know what that's doing. We have no more apprentices, don't have a vault, so the loop with Warren Soultrader just costs you a bunch of life.
Well, does he even have 20 cards left in deck at this point after so many mills?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he can absorb 1 attack from the Ulamog, but the second will mill a body out. So he basically has 2 turns, this turn and 1 more, to try to finish Ward off. So Ward will unlikely to activate the ring again, so probably taking 2 damage for the rest of this game from the ring. That'll put him to 3. Can a body find 3 more points of damage with the recurring Orcish Bowmasters?
We'll see. Alright, we're going to cast Gravecrawler from the graveyard.
Stitcher Supplier is a zombie, so
yeah,
we have that covered.
And Nightmare, we can stack Stitcher Supplier again. Now we can bring back Bowmaster again.
What is a body digging for? He has access to Soultrader, maybe second Bowmasters. Does he have want to loop?
All right, bring back Bowmasters, and we mill 3. Okay. Is Ty trying to respond here, or is this just out of order? Oh, he wants to draw cards with the Bowmaster trigger on the stack. Or with the bring back the Bowmaster on the stack. Alright.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, no kidding. Top 3 goes to the grave. Bowmaster comes back, deals 1. Puts Ty down to 4. The ring puts him down to 2.
So now all a body has to do is survive this attack.
Yeah.
And hope Ty can't find an answer to his own ring.
Would have liked a body to sack the Gravecrawler instead of the Stitcher Supplier, just so that we had another blocker.
Yeah.
I feel like a little scared right now.
Yeah, only 2 blockers back, though this isn't a lethal attack. There's only a body's at 14.
I believe a body's at 11. He did fetch Shock of Blood Crypt into play this turn. I think the life totals are slightly off.
We know Ward still has that Devourer under the Labyrinth that could deal with 1 blocker. Color Select's command can deal with the other.
Could do a big Kozilek's command to exile the Bowmaster, scry a bunch, draw a card, look for a removal spell for the other blocker. And then if we can kill the Orc army... Oh, we went for Scions instead. Okay. We are at 2, so I guess we can technically draw 3 cards and try to find a kill. 1, 2, 3. Sowing Mycospawn.
An Eldrazi Temple, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to do it. I think we're dead to our own ring for the first time in history. Someone died to their own ring? Well, is there? Let's see. Blast Zone wouldn't do it. I'm trying to think of a land you could go get. What any cool lands in the deck you can go get?
No, the only
Yeah.
utility land is Boseiju, which I think Ward already has in hand.
Yeah. All right.
Well, now we get to do the deck count for a body. Exile 20, see if you have any left.
All right. Like 2 cards left. Sheesh. I block. You take 3.
Yeah,
Be very clear. We're blocking the 10-10.
Yeah, no interest in trading.
All right. Getting life totals updated now. He was at 11. Now we're down to 8. And pass turn. A body has to just be foaming at the mouth right now. Like, go, 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 go. Your turn. Die to your ring, please. Chthonian Nightmare.
Yeah, gonna have 2 nightmares here.
It's like me last night.
And I don't think there's 2 Bowmasters in the graveyard. There might not be any at this point. Oh, we're gonna go to 1 and Boseiju the Chthonian Nightmare with the energy trigger on the stack, since you can only activate Nightmare at sorcery speed.
I like it.
What the? Is that one card left?
Put it back in a random order.
Would you like to cut?
Please officially randomize my 1 card. Your go. Ring. Ring a ding ding, baby. Why are we untapping? Are we not dead to the ring?
Yeah, I don't see anything Ward can draw.
Draw 4 in response.
The only instance in the deck are Kozilek's Command and Dismember.
Wow. Nice one. Okay, game 1 goes to Gabriel Body. Electrifying fashion. 1 card left in the deck. Survived an Ulamog. And Ty Ward. Dead to his own ring.
The body just got scrappy.
True dat.
That's what he had to do in the face of all his dust and the Stone Brain.
All right, well, after that miraculous game 1 won by a body, let's take a look at Ty Ward's sideboard for this Karn the Great Creator deck. Is there anything that you think might be coming in, or what are some key hits he might have off of Karn the Great Creator now that he knows what a body is playing?
Yeah, so he's got a pretty full Karn sideboard. It's 11 singletons and 2 doubles. There's two copies of the Stone Brain, 2 Haywire Might, and then a Chalice of the Void, a Cityscape Leveler, a Disruptor Flute, an Ensnaring Bridge, a Liquimetal Coating, an Oblivion Stone, a Sundering Titan, a 4th copy of the One Ring, a Tormod's Crypt, a Walking Ballista, and a Wormcoil Engine. Honestly, I think I just like his main deck.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common for Karn the Great Creator mains. You just play Karn the Great Creator because you don't have to sideboard.
Yeah,
at empty.
you know, if this weren't a creature-heavy matchup and you wanted to board out some of the removal, like main deck Dismembers and All His Dusts, then sure, you could find some cards to bring in. But this is a matchup where those cards are good.
Yeah.
All
right. On the other side of the table, a body is mostly playing mono black. Does have some red cards in the sideboard. Do you think any of them are coming in here?
Yeah, Body's got some good ones here. 2 copies of Duress, a Fatal Push, a Force of Despair, 3 Fulmin Intermage, 2 Harsh Mentor, 1 Phyrexian Crusader, 2 Reign of Gore, and 3 Rakdos Charm.
All right, on Reign of Gore, does it say damage can't be prevented? Is it anti-ring?
No, it's just anytime somebody would gain life, they lose life instead.
Okay.
So definitely like the Fulmin Intermages, definitely like the Duresses. Trying to see how good Harsh Mentor could be. I guess it deals them 2 when they draw cards with the One Ring, and when they activate Expedition Map, that does not seem like enough.
Yeah, and for that reason, I'm out.
Yeah, maybe a body needs to bring in some Rakdos Charms to answer Trinisphere.
Rakdos Charm as Destroy Artifact is cheeky. I like it.
So, and a lot of his removal is pretty weak. Like there's a main deck Fatal Push. You don't need all these Flyer of Malices.
All right, well, as these players finalize their sideboarding and shuffle up here for game number 2, I'd like to take this time to say thank you to the sponsors of this weekend's Apex Con. Thank you to Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is the industry leader when it comes to TCG supplies, from the Katana sleeves to the Boulder deck box. Make sure to check out your local game store and find some Ultimate Guard products today. Thanks to Ghost Energy. Ghost Energy drinks are delicious. They also keep us energized and hydrated on these long tournament weekends. I'll go have me one of them tropical mangoes in just a few and perk me right up. Thanks to SpiceRack.gg. SpiceRack is brand new tournament software that we've been partnering with here on the Apex series, and we quite like them. So check out SpiceRack.gg and tell your local game store that they should be using it for your next tournament. And lastly, thanks to Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. Ross and I were there last night and had a blast, and we might go back tonight. I'm not sure what we're doing for dinner tonight.
We don't know yet.
Wings Etc. is a great place to bring your friends and family and have a nice bite to eat, watch some sports on the TV. Thank you to them for sponsoring our stuff.
Okay, game number 2 here. Ty Ward going to be on the play. See if he likes his opening 7.
Yeah, the Tron deck does mulligan quite well, so whenever they keep 7, it's either a mistake or their hand's nuts. Especially with Devour of Destiny, you just get to cherry pick the top.
Yeah, we see a Devour at the front of the hand. I also see a copy of the One Ring. I think there's a Karn or 2. And there's a Power Plant, but I'm not sure how many other lands are in this hand for Ty. And then for a body, he's keeping him nice and vertical. Hard to see his hand.
All right, looks like Ty's going to keep, a body going to take a trip. Well, I was going to say a trip to Paris. That's what we used to say.
Yeah, it's been a long time
that's like
since
20 years old. Holy.
Well.
All right, taking a trip to Mulligan Town. How about that?
To London.
Oh, it's London Town?
It's the London Mulligan.
I don't remember the names anymore, man. I don't know. It's just the Mulligan.
We went from Paris to Vancouver to London.
Yeah, but I forgot Vancouver yesterday, too, so, you know. To me, it's the Scry Mulligan, the Wheel Mulligan, and the worst Mulligan, the Paris.
No, the original Mulligan rule was the worst one.
That's what I'm saying.
No, the one before Paris.
Oh, where you can only do it if you had
all lands or no lands. You have to show your opponent your hand.
Yeah, I don't have any lands. May I please draw 7? Yes, you may.
Nice maze of it.
Oh, it also didn't count Moxen. Moxen were just free.
Yeah.
So if you had 7 Moxen, you could mulligan.
It's going to 5 here for a body.
Well, the dice says 6. I hope that the dice is updated, but I guess it's not. Wait, why did a body cut his opponent's deck? Did his opponent mulligan as well?
I think he just reached for it out of habit and stopped himself.
Oh. Wow. 5 cards, puts you back.
I think he was just taking a while to shuffle, which, you know, I can appreciate.
Yep. Devour of Destiny, the reveal here. Look at the top 4.
Another Devourer, a Tower. Yeah, and Ty Ward with the Power Plant in the opener. Going to keep the Tower on top.
Hot Spring Games, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you.
Yeah, and has the map. So this is going to be a turn 3 Tron hand for Ty Ward on the plate.
All right, turn 1 Ruckus Theater for a body. We're going to pass back. Tron piece number 2 from the Devour of Destiny. Going to set up an extremely powerful turn 3 that could just be, hey, Devour of Destiny. Remember that card we just revealed to you? You wanna play anything? No? Okay. All right. I'll play Karn the Great Creator. I'll play the One Ring instead.
Okay, finds the mine on the end step. We'll see what Ty wants to do with the 7 mana on turn 3. A body has not presented him a creature to destroy with Devourer of Destiny. Or any sort of permanent.
Well, it could have Orcish Bowmasters here to use the mana efficiently and dodge the Devourer. We'll see what wants to get played here. Here's a Stone Brain.
Looks like one of those came in for Ty Ward. See what he names with this one now that he's gotten a chance to see a body's deck.
All right, after the Stone Brain is activated, we're going to play Orcish Bowmasters, bonk you for 1. And now, Stone Brain will resolve for the 2nd time this match, and we'll see what Ty wants to name.
Oof. Rough hand for a body there. Just 3 lands, Flare of Malice, and Chthonian Nightmare.
All right, just going to hit the Marionette Apprentices again. Powerful 2-drop from Modern Horizons 3 is the damage enabler for all of the sacrifice shenanigans.
Yeah, cuts off a lot of the combo, and without the combo, it probably has more utility for a body than Warren Soultrader. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, every time you use Chthonian Nightmare, it pings them for 1. Seems like a nice name. It's the focal point of the deck, even though it's not part of... It's not the thing that makes infinite. Alright, gonna go back a body's way. Unless Ty Ward has a Trinisphere? Nope. Land number 3 coming for a body. Let's see what he wants to deploy to go along with the Orcish Bowmasters.
Finds a Spymaster's Vault after surveilling the first one into the graveyard. That can allow a body to sort of small ball combo with Soultrader and Gravecrawler.
Well, we're going to cycle Unearth. Is that a good play or a bad play?
I think it might have been that Unearth in hand that I thought was Chthonian Nightmare.
Ah. Well, here's Devourer of Destiny. We're going to go Eaton. Nom nom nom. Bowmaster down. We can... It's a cast trigger, so we can't really flare either. Bummer. We could flare just to put it into the graveyard, but the flare will not be able to kill the Devourer here, unfortunately. The body says, I just want it in the graveyard. That thing's okay. 6/6 it is. Back a body's way. Handful of lands.
Seems like a weak use of flare to me, but we saw how important this Chthonian Nightmare Orcish Bowmaster loop was in game 1.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with just the fact that there were no other creatures to target for Chthonian Nightmare and Unearth, and now the Devourer of Destiny was going to exile it, so... And Spymaster's Vault's going to pump it up, let him loot 1, and discard one of these 4 lands.
Yeah, Bloodstained hits them in.
What does the hashtag say? Hashtag Graham? George R. Martin? I can't tell. Anyway, Ty Ward, 1,000,000 mana, Tron Online. Ooh, the mug.
That'll do, pig.
Yeah, we're gonna eat that in the Spymaster's Vault, maybe? No, we're gonna
just
get
both creatures.
That's fine. You want to make sure that Chthonian Nightmare is a brick. Attack for 6, next turn. Threatening lethal.
Yeah. Unlike last game, I don't think there's an avenue for a body to wiggle his way out. And yeah, a quick concession because these players are a little light on time after the very long game 1.
Yeah, I mean, the game came down to the One Ring killing you versus 1 card left in deck, you know?
We'll see if a body can get a better hand in game 3 when he will be on the play.
All right. Well, Ross, we got 100 players in today's event. Pretty excited about the tournament and the turnout.
Incredible turnout for a Sunday event.
Yeah, more people today than we had yesterday by 5 or 4. And that's never happened. So I just want to say a big shout out to the players who showed up today. Thank you so much for making this an awesome event. And thank you so much to Apex Gaming for running the event as well as bringing Ross and I on board to do commentary. It's always a pleasure when we get to come to Caldwell.
Looks like we got everybody in the feature match going a little long. So I think the far match is finished.
Yeah, Travis just yapping. As he does.
Big yapper.
Oh, Chatty Cathy.
Ooh, a body going back into the side, Brad.
Looking for them Rakdos charms on the play. They can bust up an expedition map and kill Trinisphere, so it looks like he might want to bring them in.
Yeah. You might need to answer, the Chalice onto the sideboard. Chalice on 1 stops Gravecrawler loop since you're casting it from the graveyard. Ensnaring Bridge could end up being a problem.
Your opponent makes 1,000,000 spawns. You can Rakdos charm, but then they sack all the spawns, so it basically kills all the spawns.
There's a Disruptor Flute in the sideboard you may need to kill.
Yeah.
That on Warren Soultrader.
Chthonian Nightmare's activated ability too, right? So
it is.
Flute Busters sound good.
Flute Busters, of course, the not very well known sequel to Mythbusters.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like Pinkertons, but for band.
Gotta make sure everybody's practicing.
Gotta make sure no one's stealing your copyrighted songs. All right, hurry it up, a body.
You
Got
don't.
all day.
We kind of do have all day. We're gonna be here.
Okay, we do have all day, but we don't have all day just for a body.
They've got 13 minutes on the clock.
All right. I don't even think he brought in the Rakdos charms. I think it was just tank. Same 60. All right. We're off to the races. A body going to be on the play here for game number 3, the deciding game of round number 1 here in our 7-round Modern 5K Open. See, Fulminator Mage. That's a juicy one.
I think that might be Harsh Mentor as well.
Okay.
So it looks like Harsh Mentor has come in for a body. And there's also is that a Thoughtseize at the back of the hand?
I believe it's a flare.
Well, Ward now does not like his 7, so
finally
we'll send him back for a fresh one.
A Tron deck that's not mulliganing is just like unfair.
They don't mulligan as much these days.
Yeah, I guess the Devour of Destiny changed things a bit.
Devour and just the fact that their curve is lower. The deck has a bunch of 4s now. So you're not that dependent on having turn 3 Tron. That's why all the lists have moved away from Sylvan Scrying and Ancient Strix.
There is a cool version, this more Eldrazi creature based, that plays Ancient Stirrings, and it uses Urza Saga in the strategy to go find Blade of the Blood Chief, and that combined with one of the 2-drop green Eldrazi allows for infinite buff, infinite mana, which is pretty sweet. I've seen a couple of lists from Magic Online. All right, 6-card hand. Put one back. Let's see if we have Devour or anything to reveal. Pre-game effects. Yes, Devour definitely all 3 games. He put it on top of his deck. That's just a reminder. You're not really supposed to do that, but it's a reminder to do it because it says at the beginning of your first upkeep. So when you're on the draw, you don't immediately do it. Now, I guess that's to prevent your opponent from like manipulating your deck via Thought Scour type things. I don't know.
Oh, Thought Scour would still work. It's an instant.
Okay, well, shut up. I don't know why.
Keeps a Tron land on top. Looks like a mine.
Maybe so it doesn't disrupt your opponent's first turn?
Not sure if Ty Ward has Ugin's Labyrinth to be able to power out this Trinisphere on turn 2. Which would be ideal. And a body keeping 7 with no 1-drop. You gotta be fast in this matchup. He's got Thoughtseizes, Gravecrawlers, and Suppliers.
Well, we know he's got Fulminator Mage. You know Mulligan has a Fulminator Mage.
I guess.
You're a Chthonian Nightmare deck. You never mulligan a Fulminator Mage against Tron. How many are in the deck?
Fulminators?
Yeah.
3.
Nice. Alright. Rock's Theater. Top card. Might need a 3rd land. Gonna Ben a Stitcher Supplier. Turn 2 for a body.
Doesn't have time for the Supplier now that it didn't show up on turn 1.
Alright, here's Harsh Mentor. This is going to punish activated abilities. We know there's a few. It doesn't hit Planeswalkers, but it does stop, or it doesn't stop, but it hurts the One Ring, Expedition Map, things like Walking Ballista as well. And Stonebrain. There's Stonebrain again. And now a body. We're going in. It's time to blow up your lands.
And now a body gets the question of which one do I blow up first?
Stonebrain, take 2. I wonder if he's going to name Fulminator Mage this time because it's in the graveyard and also a Nightmare with Chthonian Nightmare.
Could just name Chthonian Nightmare.
Yeah. Next turn he just goes like Unearth plus another Fulminator Mage, blow up both your lands.
And this is tough. Ty Ward hasn't really done much of substance in the opening turns. He's going to fall pretty far behind. I see a Warren Soultrader, a Flare, a Blood Crypt, and I'm not sure what the second card in hand for a body is.
Alright, this is the 3rd Stonebrain naming Marionette Apprentice.
Ty Ward just hates puppets.
Yeah. I mean, after what happened at the Puppet Factory when he was 7, you would too.
Okay, let's see if a body can take advantage of all this time that Ty Ward has granted him. It's looking pretty good for him to execute a bit of a beatdown plan. Really, he just needs to find ways to recur this Fulminator to Mage. Any unearths Chthonian Nightmares. Bloodstain Myers, same thing.
All right, Mentor gonna keep getting in some damage here. Let's see if he wants to go for Soultrader, or if he has anything else planned.
Oh, Bowmasters. That was the other card in hand.
Here it is. Zappy for 1. Ty Ward just plays a land. It says go, and this is during the end step. We're going to tap.
Yeah, I think this is a Kozilek's command.
Okay.
So X equals 3 since he had 2 Eldrazi temples.
All right, let's see what the modes are. We can flare to put it into the graveyard again, but I really don't think he should do that. All right, we're going to exile the Harsh Mentor and draw cards. Or draw a card, but we scry 3, draw a card.
So doing this in response to the Bowmaster to avoid the trigger. Looks like 2 on top, 1 on bottom.
I believe we kept Tron piece and another Kozilek's command.
Be pretty solid. Power plant left on top, so that's now in Ty Ward's hand. That'll get him 2/3 of the way towards Urzatron. Spymaster's Vault. Yep.
Quick fetch here. Wonder what he has to do with 5 mana.
He's got Soultrader, attack for 2, sack, then vault.
Okay.
Yeah, attack for 2, drops Ward to 11, and yeah, I guess he actually can wait on any sacrifices and Spymaster's vaulting.
Yeah. Can Warren Soultrader sacrifice itself?
No.
Okay. It's like another creature.
Yep. Ty Ward untaps and plays the power plant, just passes with that Kozilek's command in hand that he left on top from the previous command.
All right, we're going to sack this Orc Army, make a treasure, paying a life.
So body goes to 17 for that. And now this connive onto the Soultrader itself.
All right, we're going to zap it, see what the other mode is. If he draws a card, we will get the Orcish Bowmaster trigger.
I expect this will be exile and make a bunch of scions.
And you're right.
Yeah, should be 4 scions. Spymaster's Vault targets, so I don't believe a body will get the connive.
I don't believe so either. Target creature connives and then gets countered from the resolution. I think that's what we just asked the judge. You stand right there.
Yep.
Alrighty. Body down to 17 from the Soultrader.
And now Ty Ward looks pretty well stabilized. Really impressive how much work Kozilek's command has done in this game.
Yeah, there were some Kozilek's command haters at the beginning, but I think after people just saw that it worked with Eldrazi Temple, and it was like, oh, wow, that's way better.
And Ty Ward being very protective of his life total, chump blocks the Orcish Bowmasters with one of those scions.
Yeah, it allows a Spymaster Vault to connive. We just get rid of one of our extra lands, though. We have Boseiju in hand, and we drew Mycospawn, so we could play kicked Mycospawn here if we have that green source.
Body does have 2 vaults at this point, though, so...
Okay. Here's a Devour of Destiny to see what we go after. The Bowmaster. And again, the Devour of Destiny is on the stack, and the trigger is also on the stack, and the trigger results first. So Flare of Malice does not kill it. It's been a running theme here for a body.
See if he wants to put the Bowmasters in the graveyard this time, but without any way to recur it.
I think I would just let it go.
Yeah.
Try to draw a creature, and then you can, like, flare Boggart Trawler, make them sack the 6/6, and then you can connive onto the creature you find. You have to get a little lucky, but... I don't know. It looks like he drew Chthonian Nightmare as well, so...
So we do have a way to recur it, and that makes it a lot more appealing to put in the graveyard, and body still thinks better of it. Wants to actually answer the... Devourer.
All right, and then we play Trinisphere.
Yeah, that'll meet a response so that a body doesn't have to pay mana for his flare.
Okay.
Now the battlefield is stable.
Chthonian Nightmare.
But no creatures to sack.
I thought he drew a Bowmaster. Why wouldn't he main phase the Bowmaster and then sack it and bring back Fulminator Mage and blow up a land? He has a treasure token. Maybe he forgot about the treasure? Here's a Mycospawn. Blow up one of the Spy Masters. Gonna go digging for a land. Tron.
Third Tron piece assembled.
How much mana do you need? More.
Four mana now. Just a map? Yeah. Has to pay 3 for that, so 1 floating.
Clock disappeared. Terran. Clock.
There was a Bowmaster's in a body's hand, so he plays that on the end step.
True. A Phyrexian Tower. That actually gives him 6 mana to be able to cast the Chthonian Nightmare twice this turn. So it looks like he's looking to start with Stitcher Supplier, maybe to find Gravecrawler so that we don't have to keep sacrificing the few creatures that we do have.
And he also is going to want to loop the Bowmasters to keep creatures around as well.
Alright, we're going to start by second Bowmasters. Supplier returns. Doesn't have to spend mana because everything was already in play.
Yeah.
We do find a Gravecrawler, so now we can spend 3 for a Gravecrawler.
Sacks the Orc Army to Phyrexian Tower. Recast the Chthonian Nightmare for 3 mana through the Trinisphere, up to 5 energy. Now sacrificing it, paying 2 energy to return the Bowmasters. So 3 energy left. Make another Orc Army. And now a body has 3 mana left over to recast Chthonian Nightmare again. Also mills 3 from the Stitcher Supplier dying. Recast Nightmare up to 6 energy. Sack the Orc Army, paying 2 of that energy to return the Bowmasters that he just milled.
Get Fulminator Mage and start working on the lands, but
yeah, it's a little awkward given that Ward has a map in play, so 1 Fulminator activation will immediately get undone.
Yeah, so he says, I'm off it. We're just going to deal you 1.
Yeah, Ward has a bunch of mana regardless.
Yeah.
And it's like 1 card in hand. Yeah, that card isn't all its dust. That's a good one.
Okay, all that's going to take care of the Bowmasters and the token. Mycospawn going to be able to get in for 3. The body down to 14. And now we got to start all over again. The body needs a creature off the top of the deck. Finds a land.
Thinks about playing this Chthonian Nightmare. Decides to do so. Does make it vulnerable to another Devourer of Destiny or All is Dust. But with the Trinisphere on the battlefield, mana efficiency is still important. Now it is a body that needs to find something. Not under a ton of pressure, but Ty Ward, as we saw in Game 1, has a lot of good draw steps.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tron, right? You spend most of your time assembling the mana, and once you assemble the mana, it's like every card off the top is just a nightmare. Oh!
Well, there's Karn. That'll do, pig. That'll do.
All right.
Find Cityscape Leveler and destroy the Chthonian Nightmare.
Yeah. Seems pretty bad for old body.
That'll also set him up for lethal next turn, because the Mycospawn attacks a body down to 11, and you'll have 11 power. Love it. You got a minute left on your clock, Ty. I think you got enough time to wrap this one up.
Yeah, he's thinking about getting Walking Ballista, which I think is fine. It's just an enormous thing that suppresses small creatures from a body. And since Chthonian Nightmare is sorcery speed, I think
Okay, Worm Coil Engine, sure.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, he has the 8, so maybe just afraid of dying to random chip damage.
That's what happened in game 1.
Yeah, I agree. Draws for turn, does a body, and packs it in. Ty Ward on Eldrazi Tron takes round number 1.
Walking Ballista with off Karn next turn would have finished the game off. So.
Yeah.